Hey everyone, welcome back to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. I'm Dylan here with Max Loga. And today, Friday, May 16th, episode 132, Dutchmen, Ice Flyers, Blades, and Black Bears. Oh my. What
What a
does it
statement.
mean?
What a tongue twister. What a statement. What does it mean, Dylan?
It means that even though I drank 7 beers, I had to make that very slowly said so I could pronunciate and enunciate.
Wow.
That's what it means.
A lot of commas. 7 beers is impressive.
For some. But when you got a Lisa Leslie jersey on, you got to know how to represent. And it's signed. So I
I
had
was
to
just
keep
going to
it
say, is that the
low.
signed Lisa Leslie jersey?
It's signed. I got Lisa Leslie signed up on me. But I'll tell you what we're doing. We've got a former LVC Dutchman, Mr. Blake Tosto, a Bloomfield Hills resident, coming on the podcast to talk about his professional hockey career. What else are we going to do, though, Max?
We're probably going to start with a roundtable, get you up to date on all the happenings in sports. We're going to have Vino's Vibration, Vino Mount Meows. We're going to have trivia and a Serenity now thrown in there as well.
Nailed it. Let's get it freaking going with episode 132 of Legally Teaching Engineer Sport. Dutchman, Ice Flyers, Blades, and Black Bears. Oh my.
I heard that song going to school today, and it kind of set my mind right. It got me going.
So share.
Yep.
Why aside from getting your mind right, why did you play that?
It put me in a good mood. So I'm hoping all our GHLers listening get that 15-second snip and go to YouTube. And if I could turn back time by share, get your volume to the level of 25, listen to it on your way to work.
Nice. Did you see the Timberwolves fan last night who got caught in the Jumbotron bumping some cocaine?
No, but that's electric, I guess.
Yeah, so he got put in a good mood from something else. But yeah, I guess if everyone else likes share, that's cool. All right, let's get it going with Vino's vulnerable venting vocalization presented by Furbo. Hoping to not miss a second of your four-legged furry friend while you're away. Don't fret, as Furbo is your go-to gadget for those extended trips. May it be Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Washington D.C., or Los Angeles, California. Your small sweet souls has your back via Furbo, as it always keeps your eyes on, passes out treats, and even talks to your not so travel friendly catcher dogs. Head to Amazon now to purchase your own Furbo today. LTES, in conjunction with Furbo, is not responsible for any scandalous romantic entanglements and disclaims any and all liability related to or stemming from marital misbehavior. 4 legs, one sweet, soothing soul, a cuddling champion, and a fan of the finer foods. Our forever cat king, Sir Vino. Max, you're up.
I'm going to snip in here the disclaimer. I finally kind of got an ear on, and I like the marital.
5 times later.
Hey, you say it really fast, you mumble in your mic. I got to get it there. All right, my Vino's vibration moment is Javier Baez.
Mhm.
Javier Baez, from the darkest depths of the darkest rain cloud to the highest of the highs of Mount Everest. He's a dog. The fact that he probably easily could have taken his money and ran off into the sunset and said, "Nah, I'm good," but he kept coming back, playing center field, find his new life string. Now he's swinging the bat, a walk off. His interview after the game, he had tears in his eyes, kind of electric. And shout out to you, Javi. Meow.
Well done, well done. 6 whiskers out of 9. My I don't. What you said? What are you saying? What word are you using?
Vino's vibration vibe.
Yeah, vibration is not in it. It's
Oh,
Vino's vulnerable venting vocalization, but that's okay.
okay.
Um, mine's Javi Baez.
Oh,
Doing
no.
the exact same thing, just doing it better. Javi motherfucking Baez. Woo! I had tears in my eyes. The call from Benetti and Dirks. the fans the next day chanting Javi, fuck you. How many times, Max, and you've been there, have I told people off for booing Javi?
At least 7.
People have been saying all Detroit Tigers fans have to say sorry to Javi. No, this guy does not. Javi Baez, I've been in your corner and have had your back all last 3 years long. Javi Baez is a dog. He's out in center field frolicking in the sunflower seeds, loving every second of it. His first 3-run homer that he hit the other night, he spit a sunflower seed out as he let the freaking bat go. Like he was mid sunflower seed spit. He's an absolute legend. He has the MLB logo tat in his neck. He's definitely done the craziest things probably in places we will never know. Javi Baez is going to be the reason the Detroit Tigers make it to the World Series this year. And Taylor Schoolbowl will be the reason why they win it.
Wow.
Woo!
I'm going to give you 6-2 because you didn't follow the Vino moment. Yes, you didn't follow that. So 6-2.
Javi deserved it. So I like how we both I have written down, you have written down. So I like how we both did the same thing. Respect the game.
I mean,
good stuff.
But seriously, from him coming from literally getting shit on so much to getting made fun of with like memes from random people because him swinging so bad to this, it's like one of the better sports comebacks. I feel if he can keep hitting it and playing like this, it's one of the greatest comebacks of all time. I feel.
I agree, and I don't see it going away. So let's get right into the round table. So Tigers are hot. Well, they lost the series to Texas, 2 out of 3 lost to Texas, and went on to sweep the Red Sox at home. Remember, Javi had hip surgery end of last year, so like he was playing through discomfort all of like basically last season. So I think he's now fixed and he's able to play a position that he actually wants to for fun, shits and giggles, right?
Yeah,
I think he's a better shortstop than Trey Sweeney, but I think he's able to be utilized elsewhere. The Tigers are about to have Max a good problem in front of them. Matt Vreeling should be back soon, no later than Memorial Day weekend. Shut up, he's a good player. Parker Meadows is not too far behind, and then Wencel Perez is sniffing the corners. And they just brought up Phil Badoo. So
you forgot about Alex Lang to tighten up that bullpen just a little bit more.
Alex Lang plays outfield. I forgot.
I mean, I was just talking about players coming back from IR.
Yeah. Okay. So the outfield's got to be real tight. Who are you putting in the outfield and who's DHing? Go ahead.
All right, I'm going.
Everyone's healthy.
What?
Pretend everyone's healthy.
Okay. I am going to go Parker in left or right. He can pick. He's more of an athlete, so he gets to decide which side he wants to go to. Javi sticks in center, and then you can circle in whoever you want in the opposite field that Parker doesn't want to play in. So we're going to put Parker in right, keep Riley in left, circle Javi in the middle, and then you can DH, Carey, Wencel. You rotate them through.
Yep. I'm not too far behind you. I think it's Javi in center, Parker in right, Riley in left, and then Carey's DHing and Wenzel's utility now hard utility. I think Andy Ibanez's days are coming closer to getting cut short. Unfortunately, Akil Baddoo, unfortunately, probably gonna go back to Toledo. I texted you this the other day, Max. Here's what I think is the only thing the Tigers may need: some bullpen support. They need an actual closer. They don't have one. No, and Alex Lang is not the answer. The Alex Lang guy might be an eighth, seventh inning person. Just like the fucker they have, number 19,
Will the Thrill.
Will the Thrill's an seventh to eighth inning guy. They need a closer.
Yeah, if you're spot on. You did text me that after the Javi walk-off. If they get that, I mean, it's pretty scary because you get your seventh to eighth guy that's going to get the job done like Will does. Will gets the job done. And then you bring in a guy that's going to cut the throats.
2-run home run to Boston the other night.
He gets the job done, dude. You're not going to be perfect every night. He gets the job done. Him and his crazy eyes, okay?
Yeah. Alex Cobb, starting pitcher.
Hey, where's he at in life?
Coming back soon-ish, I think.
All right. I mean, that's another problem to have. They got 6 guys in the rotation right now. What are you going to do?
Mize is hurt, so
5 technically right now, but yeah.
All right, go Tigers. Great best start since 1984. Really looking forward to being at more games, whether we working max or in the stands. So yeah, can't wait. Give me something else.
Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. NBA playoffs, have you been following, watching? I'll give it to our GHLers. It is the Pacers made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Kind of an upset. It was an upset over Cleveland. The
Oh,
Celtics.
stop. Let's talk about that.
All right, let's talk about
Kev, Kev,
that.
Kev, Kev. Neither of us decided to be a douche and message you on Instagram because we're big. We're bigger and better than you, right, little buddy?
So
But you got the coach of the year, Kev. You got Kenny. Congrats, Kev. You got Kenny. Guess what you don't got? Anything else?
anything else?
Hey, wiener boy. Cleveland Cavaliers are a joke and forever always will be. Shout out to Kev.
Yeah, ultimately got kind of manhandled in that series. Pacers, Therese Halliburton looked pretty good. So I'm hoping the Celtics pull it off because I don't really see
Question.
what.
Halliburton's dad's coming back, you think?
Oh, I thought he had a season ban.
No. They said they have to excuse him for a bit. That's pretty
Oh,
much all.
he'll be back. He'll be back, especially if it's the Knicks. He'll be back to run his mouth. Oh yeah.
Did you see game one? So it'll be game 3 in Indy, but game 1 at Indy. See what day it is?
No, what?
What's upcoming in Indy?
Turn left, turn hard. Oh my God, that's kind of electric. Indianapolis 500 weekend.
The Sunday night of the Indianapolis 500, the Pacers will be hosting Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
On Memorial Day weekend for you GHLers, and that is going to be a shit show inside that arena. Wow. The clientele going to the Pacers games is going to be real intoxicated.
So. The Binghamton fan base that Blake will be talking about soon in our interview. Blake talked about how many teeth, or lack thereof, the Binghamton fan base has. That'll be the crowd at the Pacers game. So,
yep,
electric.
yeah.
And then keep going, Max. We're talking about the Pacers or the Celtics and the Knicks.
Celtics and Knicks. Knicks are up 3-2 on the Celtics. Jason Tatum just tore his Achilles, so he's donezo. It's going to go 7. I'm predicting it's going to go 7, and then you can flip that coin to see what happens when he gets to 7.
Do you think Peyton Pritchard's in the KKK?
Yeah, acts like it. He shaved his head like he is.
He walks like he is, too.
Yeah, does he?
Yeah.
Deal?
Did you see Dave Portnoy?
He's in my news feed a lot. So what Dave Portnoy are we talking now?
He was sitting 3 seats away from Timothy Chalamet on courtside at the Knicks game, or the Celtics Knicks game, and he was sitting next to his new 27-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, nice, good for him. Congrats.
Blonde. He went blonde this time instead of dark.
Oh, all right. Well, good for him. That's sweet.
Yeah. Who do you got in that series?
I'm going to go Celtics.
If it goes 7 in Celtics, I think the Knicks definitely have to win Game 6. If it goes 7, I'm going Celtics.
Okay.
I'll take Knicks.
It's fair. All right, I respect. And then what's happening on the West Coast, Dylan?
The Nuggets are playing the Thunder. I think they're playing the Nuggets. I know the Nuggets and Thunder are playing tonight, Game 6. I'm rooting for the Nuggets. I hope it goes to Game 7. We need a Game 7 in the West. I think the Thunder, at the end of the day, probably make it out of whatever happens. Like they will win Game 6 or they'll win Game 7. And then Timberwolves beat the piss out of the freaking Warriors. Pathetic showing without stuff. So the Timberwolves and then probably the Thunder to play for a chance in the NBA Finals. Now, I'm probably going to lean with the Thunder. I really hope that Nuggets find a way because I would like them to be there. But who do you think, Max? If it's going to be Thunder or Timberwolves, who you got?
It's Thunder, Timberwolves. That's probably going to be the Thunder. And then if I had to fast forward, I'm going to assume the Celtics win that series and they go play the Pacers. So I'm going to go Thunder Pacers.
Yeah, I think the Pacers win no matter what. They're hot right now. So yeah. I agree. And I'm going to take whoever from the West.
Okay. To win it all?
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I'm going to go West as well to win it all. So
yeah. So I think Pacers, I agree with you. Pacers get there. second straight time getting to the finals in the East,
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Conference Finals,
Yep.
but get over the hump. All right, let's talk hockey, Max. So so we've got some matchups locked up, I think. No, we don't. No, we don't. We've got the Edmonton Oilers in the Western Conference Finals. Waiting to see if they're going to play the Stars or the Jets.
Yep.
Stars can lock it up tonight, Thursday night. Eastern Conference, we've got the Capitals up 2-1 right now, but they're down 3-1 in the series. So, I mean, the Canes are probably going to move on no matter what. So, the Canes probably going to move on. And then the Maple Leafs are up 2-0 on the Florida Panthers and have now lost 3 straight. Any hope for the Maple Leafs?
No. That game is they're
Oh, yeah?
smelly. They're traveling back to Florida, and Florida's smelling blood in the water. It's a scary for Maple Leafs fans. I'm sure they were sniffing gold, but now they're or
So,
smelling roses, I should say. But now they're
yeah.
sniffing shit.
So, can I do a retake of what I saw someone on like the Twitter?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it was titled, "My wife told me to go get some air." So the gentleman lives in an apartment in Metro Toronto area, right? So he walked outside. It was just after they got beat down 6-7-1, 6-1, something like that.
6-2, yeah.
6-1, 6-2. So he's got had his jersey on. He goes to his car. Looks like a little Mitsubishi something. A little pussy like. Toronto fan. He's like, opens the door, shuts the door. Fuck! Yeah, it's a lot of F words. He went through it quite a bit. He said, "Why did you do this to me? You always do this to me." It was like talking about an ex-girlfriend. It was very sad. Yeah.
I mean, to put it in perspective, if that's the only thing you have to root for, because Toronto, there's nothing else. You're not really paying attention to the CFL. Blue Jays suck, so the Maple Leafs are your only hope. And like they put you through this year after year after year after year after
Yeah.
year after
Yeah.
year. That's a tough fan base to be behind. But so I feel for that man. I feel for him.
Yeah, he looked like a good-looking guy too, so I feel bad. Kind of looks like me. All right. So if we've got Panthers, Kings, theoretically, right? And then Oilers, Stars, theoretically. Who are we taking to win it all now?
All right. Well, I'll just go straight win it all.
Well, against who and who? So
All
I'll go
right.
first. You give second. So I'm gonna go Panthers, Stars, Stars.
Panthers, Stars. I'm going to go Oilers, Hurricanes, Oilers.
Ooh, first cup for Canada in a long, long time.
Yeah, we're flipping the script there. Two different teams there, so hopefully mine's right.
I like it. Want to do a bet?
Yeah, sure.
All right. If the Stars win it, you have to buy me a Stars hat. And if the Oilers win it, I'll buy you an Oilers hat. That's the only way anyone
Well,
wins.
let's just, or we just make a Western Conference final bet? Because theoretically, they're both going to get there, so whoever wins the series.
And then renege. And
Yeah,
then go
we'll be going head to head right then and there.
All right. Sounds good. But I don't want a hat. Actually, Stars hats suck.
That whole outfit sucks. That neon green. You want some neon green? I yeah, man.
Let's get a magnet. Let's do magnets for the Western Conference Final. Magnets.
All right, magnet it is.
Yeah, and then for the Stanley Cup, we will regroup for a bet.
Deal.
Okay, deal. I don't think everything else NHL, but you mentioned Toronto, so let's keep going. It's MLB rivalry weekend. Did you know that?
It's this weekend. I did not.
Yeah.
Next.
Who do you think the Tigers' rival is?
Well, personally, I would say like Cleveland.
Yeah.
But the MLB must think it's Toronto.
Yeah. What a joke. So who do you think? Oh, this is crazy. This is wild. Who do you think the New York Yankees rival is? Let's some softballs first.
You would assume the Mets.
You got it.
Okay.
I wouldn't have assumed that. Wouldn't it be the Red Sox? All right, who is the Red Sox rival?
They're probably making them like the Cubs.
The Atlanta Braves. Who are the Cubs?
You would think the White Sox right there.
There it is. Who are the Cleveland Guardians?
Cincinnati Reds.
Yep, nailed that one. You're actually doing pretty well. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Phillies.
Yeah, fucker, you knew that one. Washington Nationals.
See, I would have thought the Braves for this one, but Washington, they probably gave them like the Marlins or something.
Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
Minnesota. Well, you know this one. Never mind. I'm not gonna do that one.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee. Colorado.
Uh, they're plopped down in the middle of nowhere, so I'm gonna go with like a team that has nowhere to live, Oakland. Or
You're so close. But think about this one. Who's San Francisco's?
San Francisco and the A's. Oh,
Yeah, come
they kept
on.
that together though. They're not located next to each other though.
Yeah, are they called the Vegas A's now?
I think they're just called the Athletics.
Yeah, I think so too. I've been looking a lot of get bets on them. Yeah, so it's a weird weekend. It's a rivalry weekend in baseball. Kind of weird. Don't really understand it, but there's that.
My
Don't think
my
don't think they
last
do anything different aside from just making these teams play each other, right?
no, yeah, they just make sure to play each other. It's just stupid. I don't know. My last tidbit: the Tampa Bay Devil Rays celebrated their first ever rain delay last week.
I didn't see that because they had play outside at the Yankees, right?
Yeah, and they were giving away free ponchos for everybody.
Yeah, all that, which we went to. We were there.
We were there at George Steinbrenner Field. Yeah, we were.
Love that. All right. So we've got NBA, NHL, MLB. Let's talk NFL.
Yeah.
Schedules are released.
I'm just gonna go with it. Rip the band-aid off. Thoughts? Do you like the Lions playing on Christmas or not?
I do not.
No, I texted you in the moment. It sounded cool, but then as I sat down, it's like that's basketball
Our
day.
dad won't be able to watch.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yep. That's
Uh,
stupid.
but no, I don't like it. Um, Thanksgiving, they're on Thanksgiving again playing the Packers. Christmas is Minnesota. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't like it.
Opening in Green Bay, and then they've got 2 Sunday night footballers, 5 primetime games. Who leads the way in primetime games? You know,
Kansas City.
that's correct. Well done. The Cowboys have 6. That's crazy to me. Another tidbit here. I'm thinking right
My
now. Go ahead.
tidbit: the Patriots were favored in 0 of their games last year. Now they're favored in 11 of their games going into the season.
Do you know which team is favored in every single game this year?
I do know one of my trivia questions, so that's kind of messed up. It's the
The
Bills.
Bills. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have answered correctly on that one. Um, all right. I don't know. I think it's stupid that people get excited about this shit.
I mean, it is what it is. It's just in our schedule. I did see a projected record for the Lions. Have you seen any?
I've seen multiple. I think you're going to reference the Bleacher Report one that said 9-8, which I disagree with. I'm going to go with they're probably going to be 12-5. What about you?
I was for sure thinking double digits. 12-5 sounds pretty good. Like 11-6. They're going to be in a dogfight to win it.
Yeah. I think they're going to lose at Baltimore. They're going to lose at Kansas City. They're going to lose a couple in-house games. They're not going to sweep the North this year, I don't think.
No. Is their last game against Green Bay or is that the Bears?
Bears.
Bears. All right. I saw that's a flex day. So, if it comes down to
the Bears. See that Caleb Williams wrote a book that said he basically wanted to go to the Canadian Football League or the UFL over being drafted by the Bears.
Yep.
Crazy. Why would he decide to publish that
when he's the face of the franchise? Obviously he didn't go to school for academics.
That motherfucker knows how to paint a clean nail, but he does not know how to make
right decisions.
Jesus Christ. Dude, good luck to you, Caleb. Your life's fucked. So, I mean, if he doesn't come out this season with 9 to 12 wins, he's fucked. He's gone.
I would agree. They've given him everything. They got him a new coach.
What a stupid shit.
They gave him everything. He's got wide receivers up the ass. He's got a whole new offensive line. Oh, yeah. He's got it all.
Basically, I think kind of like journalism in the Preakness this weekend. If he doesn't make it out, put him down on the knees and
remember GHLers. Dylan said he had 7 beers to start. So
Animal Cruelty is sponsored by EPA. So let's get to the Preakness. Who you got?
That's a great question. I flew right. No idea.
How many horses do you think are racing in the Preakness? I've done a lot of research.
9.
That's absolutely correct. So you're going to be on a plane tomorrow and then not really available Saturday. That's a bummer. I need someone to bet horses with. Should I hit up Dave Portnoy?
Can you even bet in the state of Wisconsin?
No, you cannot.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough road for you. But there's only 9 horses in the Preakness. This is race number 13 on Saturday. Journalism is heavily favored. I'm riding journalism. That's all I've got on that.
All
Let's move
right,
on.
ride with it.
Max, give me your PGA Championship thoughts.
My PGA Championship thoughts are a lot of money's on Bryson DeChambeau. Like
Okay.
25% of it's on him.
Wait, from the crowd, you're saying, or from the betters?
Yes, from the bettors. Yep, from the people.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna go with my guy I thought was gonna do something in the Masters, Ludwig Adberg. I think he today finished 1 or 2 under, so he's sitting right around. But I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna watch again tomorrow and then make my weekend bet.
All right, respect. If I win any money tonight, I'm gonna bet Scotty big time because this is where he got arrested last year. So revenge tour. No names on top after day one, but we'll see what happens. And good luck making those bets while in the state of Wisconsin.
I got a bookie.
All right, let's move on. You excited for the college softball playoff?
Hell yeah.
What happened as a result to make you excited?
University of Michigan getting in. Is that what we're talking about?
How? How'd they get in?
Running the table and winning the Big Ten tournament after Dylan and I were live on air on this podcast saying that the Pac 12 was dominating the Big Ten in baseball and softball. Well, joke's on us.
Michigan as an 8 seed in the Big Ten tournament. 8 seed. Michigan, an 8 seed. That's crazy talk, right? Doesn't fucking matter. They won the Big Ten tournament in softball. They beat Oregon. They beat UCLA in the championship game in Lafayette. They're headed now to Austin, Texas to be facing off with UCF on Friday when this comes out at 2 p.m. on ESPN2. And then hopefully playing Texas, the number 6 seed in all the country. I've been looking at FanDuel, like I've been refreshing. Those fuckers want me to bet on them. I really want to bet on them. I think Michigan gets through. Shout out to Michigan. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Well done.
That's crazy that you can't bet on it yet. Maybe because there's too many games and they can't keep eyes on all the games.
No, they just discriminate.
Lazy.
Yeah, lazy. All right. Good roundtable. You got anything else, Max?
No, I was going to say the NBA draft rigged.
Oh, yeah. We've missed that. Yes. Talk more.
Yeah, so the Mavericks got the number 1 overall pick with like a 1.3% chance to get it. I go ahead.
No, yeah, no. I was waiting.
Yeah, so I saw a stat that the last 4 major trades that came out of the NBA. So it was when the Cavs traded LeBron, the Pelicans traded AD, the Mavs traded Luga. There was one more. There was 4 of them that happened, 4 major trades in the NBA, and that team that traded away that superstar turned around and won the lottery pick. Riddle me that.
It's bullshit.
Crazy. So Mavericks are going to take the flag number 1 overall. He's like minus 8,000 to go number 1. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, there's that. It would have been a pick. It would have been a question in my trivia, but you got trivia tonight. How many draft picks do the Pistons have?
3.
1. Like 4th in the second round. Last thing before we move on. WNBA.
I see you got your Sparks. That's my team.
Yeah. No. It's a signed Lisa Leslie jersey. I'm willing to give this to anyone who offers me $40 and a sweet picture of Max and I doing a podcast together.
That's a steal, people. That jersey's at least worth $45. Make your money back.
Yeah. So let us know. I don't know. I'm gonna bet a bunch of favorites. It's gonna be easy money. It's gonna be exciting. WNBA is lit for that. You just bet the favorites, then move on.
Hey, amen to that. I think we take a summer road trip to Chicago. We catch a White Sox or a Cubs game, and we also catch a Chicago Sky on the court basketball game.
What if we went to the Northeast?
Hartford, Connecticut. I don't know.
Hartford, Connecticut. We saw the Red Sox and Tigers play, and then put boots on the ground in Hartford, Connecticut.
We could. That may be a good road trip for us. Clear our
No, it's a
minds.
flight. It's a flight. We ain't driving, motherfucker. Um. All right, good stuff. Anything else for the round table?
Nope, that will close it out for me.
All right, well done. All right, let's move on to starting now. Legally Teach Engineer Sports, episode 132. Dutchmen, Ice Flyers, Blades, and Black Bears. Oh my. All right, starting now this evening is brought to you, Max, by Newport Menthol Lights,
Nice.
America's classy smooth cig. Stressed out at work, overwhelmed at home, or distraught with his disappointing team? Don't panic and just puff on some Newport Menthol Lights. Long puff in, deep breath out. Newport Menthols have been silencing stress and greeting customers to heaven since 1957. But snipe your cigs fast, as a ban on menthol cigarettes is currently under debate by the FDA. Light, suck, puff, Newport, menthol, lights. All right, starting now, the state of Ohio. Did you see this, Max? The state of Ohio is proposing a ban on noon kickoffs for their football team. Did you
Yeah,
see this?
I did see this.
So they've made a state. They've nominated a law that essentially indicates that if any university and or new or so what's like Fox? It's a news
Big noon
or
kick. Big
or
noon kickoff.
channel. Any channel or university indicates that they want to run a noon kickoff at the Ohio or against Ohio State, they're going to get high fines, and then they'll be invalidated to play them in the
Yeah.
future, essentially.
Yeah, that's just like the sportsmanship rule that they made up. Yeah, for sure.
Banning the flag.
Yep, for sure. Yep, just keep doing it, Ohio. Yep. More the reason my running thing when I go for president will be to sell the state of Ohio, and I think I'd win on that candidacy.
Yeah, no shit. Light suck puff. Serenity freaking out. Ohio, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like, all right, let's move on. Before we get to our entree of this evening, senor, of episode 132 of Legal Teach Engineer Sport, Dutchmen, Ice Flyers, Blades, and Black Bears. Oh my. Let's do our trivia. Max, you've got it tonight. What do you got?
All right. Well, I'll give you the one you already got, right? There's only one team favored in all NFL games. Who are they?
Bills.
The Bills. Number 2, you got your Sparks jersey on. Who is the favorite to win the WNBA title?
I do not have this. I'm going to stab at it. Who won it last year? Do you remember? Whoever won it last year.
I don't know who won it last year.
Whoever's favorite is probably whoever won it last year. I don't know. Tell me.
New York Liberty.
Damn, that's who won it last year. Damn it.
My next one. So we talked about the NBA draft. We know who the number 1 is. Who's the number 2 pick in the NBA draft? The team.
Projected?
No, the team.
That's a good one. Hornets?
No, San Antonio Spurs.
Damn it. They were the next one I was going to say. Good question. All right.
There are only 2 days in the calendar year where there are no professional sports played. What do those 2 days fall around?
I mean, that's a crazy question, first off. Wait, what? Say that question again.
There's a specific thing.
You want me to name the dates?
No, you don't have to give me the exact dates. They fall around something.
Oh, yeah.
What is that thing?
If the thing is the MLB All-Star Weekend.
It is, correct. The day before and the day after. There are no all 4 major sports do not play. That's the only 2 days.
That's why it's the ESPYs.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. That is the only 2 days. And my last one, number 5. Name all 3 minor league baseball teams in the state of Michigan.
In Michigan. Lansing Lugnuts, West Michigan Whitecaps, Great Lakes Loons.
Hey, that a boy, Great Lakes, all three. Good job.
Good questions, Maxwell. I went 3 for 5, I
Three
think.
for five. Yep.
All right. You're getting better. Good job. All right, good questions. Before we move on to Mr. Blake Tosto, and we send it back to ourselves because we pre-recorded. We're getting fancier now in these days. Um, we need to pick who our WNBA teams are going to be. I'm not picking the Sparks. Do you have a WNBA team you want?
Uh, it's a team in Texas. It's at Texas. Dallas Wings.
Wings?
We're the Wings.
Wings. You go on the Wings.
On the Wings this year.
I'm going the Fever. Dave Portnoy loves the Fever. I'm gonna ride the Fever. They've got some baddies who sit on the bench. I'm gonna go Fever. I'm gonna buy a jersey. Hopefully get the sign to the game. Big Fever guy. I got the Fever, and she won't be Caitlin Clark. Fuck that. So yeah. All right, let's send it over to Tosto and the boys. All right, Max, let's get to the main entree of tonight's episode 132, Legally Teach Engineer Sports. Dutchmen, Ice Flyers, Blades, and Black Bears. Oh my. We've got our Black Bear, Blade, Ice Flyer, Dutchman. We've got him. Max, who do we have?
We have the honorable. Well, it's an honor for me to introduce you to Blake Costo, hailing from the greatest city in Michigan right now. He bragged about being on the streets of Ann Arbor. It's a great spot. Two-time Commissioner Cup champion. We'll dive into that in a little bit. What that means. A professional hockey player in his own right. Mr. Costo, how's it going?
Thanks for having me, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be back.
I'm glad you're here. We're excited to have you. Welcome back.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Even a crowd.
Yeah, the crowd's very excited to have you. Blake, thanks for joining us. So we've got a lot of questions. We're hoping for a lot of answers. I guess let's get right into it, Max.
Yep.
Go ahead and get the ball rolling. The puck trickling down the ice, as you would say.
Get the puck going down the ice. All right, Blake, I'm just going to hit you with an umbrella question. Please inform our GHLers, because they're all dying to know, what your last season of hockey entailed. You can start from when you went boots on the ground in, let's say, what, August? It's when you
late September.
All right, take me through your year. Give me a recap.
I guess you can even start it in July, because that's when I started training for the season, and like a 12, 15-week program of just getting ready to go, skating and working out every day. And then we had training camp in Binghamton, where I played with the Black Bears, starting first week of October. And then right around Thanksgiving, actually like 3 or 4 days beforehand, I got called up to the SPHL for the Pensacola Ice Flyers. And I was down there for basically the entire season, 39 games. And then I left on the last weekend to go back to play for the Black Bears and ultimately win a championship with them in May.
That is
Let's go.
All right, I'm going to dive in for another question. What is the difference? You said SPHL. What is the SPHL for our listeners that may not know?
Yes, so I'll even backtrack further. So where I started with the Black Bears in Binghamton, the Federal Prospects Hockey League is basically the lowest tier of professional hockey in North America. And then the next level is the SPHL, which is the Southern Premier Hockey League. And that is what you would say the fourth tier of North American hockey, which is three below the NHL. Three below the NHL. And for all the listeners, that's kind of the gist. So it's NHL, AHL, ECHL, SPHL, FPHL.
Perfect.
I wanted that. I was going to ask that, Blake, so thank you for doing that. Well done.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go next. Blake, what is it? So Max asked like what your whole year, I guess, entailed. And you summed it up very quickly and nicely. What is I guess, like a typical game day or game week? What is life like? Can you
Yeah.
give us like a general description?
Yes. So basically, we operate just like a college hockey team or a college football team, where you're practicing Monday through Friday morning, and then you play Friday, Saturday, and then even sometimes Sunday. So I believe in both leagues I played in, you play about 56 to 58 games, depending on the two leagues. So I think next year both leagues are playing 58 games total. And so, like I said, you practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, morning skate Friday. So that's like what you call like a walkthrough. And then game Friday night, game Saturday night. And then if you play a 3-3, which would be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, usually play Sunday afternoon,
Love
depending on
that.
the weekend.
All right, awesome.
So
I'm
it's
going.
a grind. It's a grind.
Go ahead, Max.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say that's crazy. All right. And for our GHLers, Blake is not hopping on his own plane. He's taking a bus to these places, which leads in my next
Yes, and that
question.
too.
What was your longest road trip of the
Ooh.
season?
I believe it was my second week in Pensacola. We had a trip from Pensacola, Florida, all the way to Davenport, Iowa. Yeah, and that was 18 hours on the bus. Yeah, that
18
was
hours.
yeah, that was wild. But the good thing with that is they bought us a sleeper bus. For those who don't know, a sleeper bus basically is a bus that instead of having seats, there's like bunks on each side, and each player has their own bed. So it's like a little like 6x3 little, you know, just sit there and you lay down. You can lay horizontal, but it gets tight. And 18 hours, you're like, oh my god, get me off this thing.
Oh my god.
Love
So
that.
yeah,
Don't love that. But
yeah.
there's that. Sam, this is a Sam question as to our GHL reminders. Sam's still on the DLIR throat issues. Sam wanted to know what the best facilities you've experienced in your professional career, Blake.
Uh, that's a great question. I would say I was fortunate enough to play in arguably the two best facilities that are in minor league hockey between Binghamton and Pensacola. So Binghamton was originally an American Hockey League team. So they were the affiliate for the New Jersey Devils at one point. So basically the Devils threw in all this money into Binghamton a couple years ago. So residually, the Black Bears came in and took all their stuff. So basically we were using American Hockey League, NHL caliber facilities. And then when I went to Pensacola, kind of the same dynamic. Like that team's so popular down there, so they have a lot of money and the players get treated very well. So I mean, on a day-to-day basis, I was getting treated like what I feel like would have been an NHL hockey player, but that's up for debate depending on who comes on the show.
I will.
So
I'll throw a flex out there for Blake. When he was on Pensacola, I was following him, going through their
mhm.
social media, keeping up tabs on wins and losses. And every other weekend, Pensacola had a themed jersey. So
Yeah, that was cool too.
they had jerseys left and right. So I kind of got the vibe Pensacola had some money down.
Yeah, yeah. So they do a good job down there. It's a good following. I mean, I'd love to be back down there. So that's the business side of things that hopefully will get figured out in the next coming weeks. But yeah,
Keep going with that.
it was a
Keep
pleasure playing there.
keep on that, Blake. That's awesome. Love to hear that those
Yeah.
home base facilities are the best. What does the business side look like now? I guess in the off season, and I guess any inks during the regular season. Talk
Yeah.
on.
Um, so in minor league hockey, from the ECHL down to the FPHL, so the bottom three, every player is on a year-to-year contract. So
Okay.
there's no such thing as like, oh, I'm going to sign here for 5 years. Oh, I'm going to sign here for 3 years type of thing. So everything from the ECHL, SPHL, and FPHL is all on an annual year or annual contract based situation. And so just ending with the Black Bears and talking to them in my extra meetings, um, we both mutually agreed that, because my goal is to get to the ECHL, um, that they're not going to protect me for an expansion draft coming up. So So that's, like I said, that's the business side of things. So that leaves me a little vulnerable for what's going to happen in the FPHL. But my goal is to get back to the SPHL, and I've been in talks with a couple of people, so I'm confident I'll be back in that league. I don't know about Pensacola. They just hired a new coach, and they have a whole new gig going on there. So um, it's interesting because, like, I felt like I put in a good year there, but they bring in a whole new regime and they're looking at different people. So that's where I'm starting to learn, like, wow, like, you're just a number. So
So that's a great intel there, Blake. Love that. On that, you're just a number comment. Welcome to the real world. I
yeah,
tell everyone that. So like, I've been in so many different jobs where you are not, you don't matter to that place, and it's crazy to think, but sports are the same way, right?
yeah.
So you're going through that, and that's when is the expansion draft that you just
I believe for the FPHL, the expansion draft is the 22nd, so about a week.
okay? All right, Max. I'm going to give one more question before then I throw it back to you.
Yeah.
You just talked about your goal, Blake, being getting to the ECHL, which is awesome.
Yes.
I've watched a lot of ECHL games, right? Walleye,
Mhm.
Toledo Walleye,
Right.
Kalamazoo, Fort Wayne. Would you ever consider going overseas?
Absolutely. So I think so. Just like hearing the ins and outs of pro hockey now for about a year, I've heard that if you don't go, shame on you because it's a great experience. So I would love to go just to get the experience and see what that's all about. But I've also heard if you want to make more money, like an additional, like we're talking 40 to 50K more. If you get a season in the ECHL under your belt, you can go over to like Sweden or Germany and make like, let's say like close to 100K in
Wow.
money.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you
So
have a
like,
starting place with the ECHL, and then
right. So the ECHL is kind of like it's like the segue to opening up a lot more doors and a lot more money.
awesome. All
Yeah.
right, good stuff. Max, go ahead.
All right. So I had the pleasure of going to see Blake in the Commissioner Cup playoffs in Port Huron.
Yeah.
And as a spectator, I thought it was electric. Fast paced hockey. It was good.
Hmm.
But I saw some eclectic things from the Port Huron fan base.
Crazy. Those people are crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Let's just go with that. For our GHLers listening, the PA announcer was walking around with a Molson in his hand while commentating on the game.
Oh yeah.
So my question to you, Blake, is what is the most Flint Tropic esque in the FPHL? How Flint Tropic esque does it get?
Man, that's a great question. So, for those who are listening, the FPHL is very hit or miss. So I believe there's 14 organizations, and I'd say about 5 to 6 of them operate it like a legit professional franchise, and then the others just treat it like how it is, and they don't really care. And I would put Port Huron in that category of maybe, I don't know. They do it. It can go both ways for them, but I'm not going to get into details about it. But going back to your question, I believe I'd say there was a team this year called Hudson Valley, the Hudson Valley Venom, and they played out of a rink in upstate New York that legit had no bleachers, like no locker rooms for the opposing team, um, no speakers in the arena. They had to bring in a DJ with his own speakers and own setup just to even entertain the people that were there just along the glass. So when I walked in, and a lot of my teammates who walked in, who have been in the ECHL or been in high professional ranks, were like, "What am I doing here?" And it just kind of makes you rethink. And like, it was funny. There was this guy on our team, CJ Stubbs, and he like saw this for the first time, and he was sitting in his stall, just like breathing and like closed his eyes and goes, "I love hockey. I love hockey." So he was just kind of, that was like a moment like, oh my God, like this is so bad. Like even guys who are just like, oh my God about this are like hyperventilating because they have to play a professional hockey game with no fans, no away locker room, no speakers. It was just a complete gong show. But I would say that was the most Flint Tropics moment.
Yeah, no seats, no sound. That's a good
Yeah,
answer.
it was the
Fair enough.
craziest thing I've ever seen.
The Venom. All right,
Yeah.
good stuff.
And going on top of that, that Hudson Valley team is now they got bought from a different owner, and now they're moving to South Carolina. So that's
Smell you later.
it makes all the sense.
Sam kind of has a similar question to what Max, sort of off that. He wanted to know what location, either league had the best pre or post game spread, food provided by the team.
So definitely in the SPHL, I'd have to go with Huntsville. They operate that team very well, and they treat the players, both their own and the opposing team, pretty well post game. But sneaky, a sneaky pick is in Macon, Georgia, in the SPHL. So kind of the same, like, they got like a weird setup. They don't get a lot of fans, but what they do is they bring in their season ticket holders or their booster clubs to feed the players. And I kid you not, they have like 3 6-foot tables long, just all along the wall. And they bring in crock pots of like mac and cheese, like grilled cheese, like meatballs and spaghetti. Like it's like this whole spread. And it literally looks like it's a Golden Corral, just like at your own, at your own expense, just to get whatever you want. It's the coolest thing ever.
That's badass. Love that.
It is pretty badass.
Hockey in Georgia.
Yeah, hockey in Georgia.
Love that. Max, go ahead.
All right. Being a friend of Blake, I know you get a date with the Commissioner Cup.
Yeah.
I want to mark my calendar this year. So when is your date with the Commissioner Cup?
That's a great question. So it's up for whenever. It's a simple text message, but I can start planning that. So maybe we'll bring it back to Michigan this time around and get the band together and have a couple pops in it.
I would love to drink out of Commissioner Cup. I'll just say it right here on the podcast. I'd love to slam a Miller Lite out.
Yeah. So
do you think they'd let that into Comerica, Max?
Oh, I honestly think they may.
I'm trying to think right now. There's no liquid in it.
No liquid.
Big piece of metal.
It's a mini Stanley Cup.
Yeah, basically.
I think it might have a chance, but probably not. But that'd be pretty electric.
You get to the right gate, you probably sell it as a Stanley Cup. You're like, this is a legit Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
On that same note, Blake. So back to back Commissioner Cup championship titles. How was celebration second time around that night?
I've been telling people this time around it's a little different because you kind of knew what to expect. And last year when we won, and everything was fresh for me, like starting pro, like only had played 20 games there, so everything was new and unfamiliar, and it was just so exciting, and just all the nerves and everything that went into it last year was so much more fun than this year, simply because we were expected to win, and anything less of that was a bust. So it was almost like a sigh of relief when the buzzer went and we won. So it was just different, but it was still a great celebration. Like we had a good time with it. Definitely had some long nights, early mornings. So but that's all part of it.
Question from Sam. This is generally speaking about minor league professional hockey. How are the DMs?
The what?
Are your DMs getting hit up regularly? Sam said.
Oh yeah. That's a hot topic. But that's there's some crazy fans, especially in Binghamton. Like there'll be people I could send you guys a thread of just people who like text me on a weekly basis, like, have a good week, see you at practice, or what's up, big black bear, have a great game this weekend. Like just out of the blue, out of pocket stuff. It's wild.
Guys.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to just go to my next question. Craziest fan base. Is Binghamton one of the craziest fan bases?
100%. These people are lunatics in the best way possible. Like so on Monday night we had like a parade celebration, and what they did is they had like a podium set up, like a stage outside the arena, and like they introduced all the players one by one, and it was like this big event. It was cool. And afterwards we all signed autographs and like all did our thing, and like it was a petting zoo. Like these people were coming up saying like, good job, like you did it, or like, oh, can I have a hug, like take a selfie with me. It was like nonstop for an hour and a half. Right? It was like, this is insane. But and the other side of it too is like being on the other side of things now. We're like in school, like we didn't get anything of that, right? So I'm just trying to cherish it, and like it's a cool experience because I know in like 5-6 years when I'm done or whatever, like I'll look back and be like, damn, that was actually pretty fun.
No,
So
I think
I
that's
look
a lot.
at it from a positive side, but it is a little weird sometimes where people are like touchy feely with you, and you're like, dude, get out of my face. But
Yeah, it's a little weird.
yeah,
I don't generally know Binghamton, but I know the teeth are less than the feet. So that maybe indicates what Binghamton's like.
yeah.
But regardless, we're gonna go a little fanboy on you, Blake. So our favorite guest we've ever had, Max, I'm gonna speak for you and Sam, is probably our Minnesota soccer player. She sent us shirts. All right. We've had
Yes.
nobody send us anything else. Well, I've got my Jets pizza on.
Yeah.
Sponsored by
I had
Frank.
that. I had that last night. Unreal.
Yeah, Jets. Got to go get Jets. Yeah, 100%. But we're looking for a Tosto jersey,
Okay.
potentially signed, multiple. If okay, I'm gonna hang it right here. If I get one,
Yeah.
can we get hooked up?
Yes, I can hook you up. So what I'll do is I'll send you both 2 championship shirts, and then I will find some way to get a jersey ordered, and then when I see you guys, I will sign it for you.
Oh,
So
deal.
we can make that happen.
Let's
You'll
go.
see us this summer. That's a deal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 20 minutes away from you guys now, so that helps too.
All right, love that. Um, Thank you, Blake. Max, I'm gonna give Sam his last question. All right.
Yeah.
Blake, do you have any good luck charms generally?
Good luck, charm. Um, I would. I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I would say this goes on the lines of being superstitious. Just like I know if I take my stick the right way, listen to the same music, just prepare the same way I do from game 1 versus game 66. I guess that's like what I would say luck
Yeah, I
or a
think
good
that's
luck charm.
superstitious. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So you do everything almost the same you can every game day. Love that.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Max, go ahead.
I mean, all mine have basically been answered. Um, my last one is kind of just throw it out there. What are the perks of being a professional hockey player? Like, do you get any like free gear as a hockey player?
Yeah, I
Like that
say that's a great question. I'd say the biggest perk, I don't know, it varies team to team, but in Binghamton, this is my personal favorite perk. We had free golf. So we can call up the course anytime, and we could golf how many holes we ever wanted all day, any day.
Oh,
That, that
that's
was a
good.
great perk. And then I'd say the other thing too, like you said, free gear, free sticks. Um, and yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, the golf's pretty legit. That's pretty sick.
Didn't see that
Yeah,
one coming. That's electric. That's like hundreds of dollars. That's
hundreds,
pretty cool.
hundreds of dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, thousands. I mean, if you really get after it,
Yeah,
that's
I mean, it's a little tough because in New York, the weather's not the nicest throughout the year. But I mean, once it even hits 50, we're out
dope.
there every day.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Blake, thanks for joining us. I have one more question. It's brought to us by SeatGeek. Looking for your Michigan football tickets, Post Malone takes, or trying to get into the Tigers exclusive home plate club? Look no further than SeatGeek. SeatGeek offers unmatched usability, factual forwarding facing fees, and access to all-star-esque and aura oozing seats no other sites can compete with. Use code LTES_max, MACKS, to garner a 6.9% discount on your next SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, unlocking your inner ticket buying freak. All right, Blake, you've played a lot of hockey, right? So I did the Tosto Google CompuWare to Brother Rice to the Blades to being a Dutchman, right? To now your professional career. What has been your favorite moment ever as a hockey player? It's a very hard question.
Yeah. I would say recency bias is a thing. So I'll give you two answers. In the last 5 years, winning the championship, and then growing up or like going through my teen years, I guess so I even backtracked to when I was a kid. I was playing in the Troy youth organization in the house league, and my dad was the coach, and I played for this team called the Troy Sharks, and we had the Sharks logo and everything. So, and I was all about it. Like, I started actually caring about hockey and like started working at it. I think that was the moment in my life where I was like, this is what I want to do. And that season, I scored my 50th goal of the season in Yost. And then I scored my 100th goal that season at Joe Louis. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And like, my parents still talk about it to this day. And like, growing up, I was like, oh, like whatever. But now it's like, in hindsight, I'm like, damn, like that's pretty cool that I did my 50th in Yost and then my 100th that season in Joe Louis Arena.
That is absolutely legendary. Joe Louis is no more. Yost is one of the coolest college hockey arenas in the entire world. How old were you, Blake?
I was 8 years old.
Wow. Yeah, that's electric. 8-year-old Blake getting after it. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. Blake, I'm happy to have you finally on as a interviewee. We've had you on as a guest picker, right, for our football picks. Finally, we get you on to legally teach and engineer sports in episode 132, Dutchmen, Ice Flyers, Blades, and Black Bears. Oh my. And honestly, it's a great conversation. We look forward to following your career forward. We're going to have you on again next year. Looking forward to having those jerseys. What number would they be, by the way? What jersey are you rocking these days? What number?
19.
Oh, great number. It's a sexy number. Sexy number.
Such a beautiful number.
Well, seriously, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Max, any last words for Blake?
No. Thank you. And I look forward to drinking out of the Commissioner Cup real soon.
Yeah, real soon.
All right, boys. Blake, hold on a second. We got a quote for us. That's all for episode 132 of Legally Teaching Editor Sports. Dutchmen, Ice Flyers, Blades, and Black Bears. Oh my. Our quote comes from Mario Lemieux. Every day is a good day for hockey. That's all. What's our POV, Max?
POV is PVO.
Positive vibes only. Let's go, boy.
Nice.